Welcome back to Hustling Horsepower.
It's been a few weeks since we've had a new build video out, but thank you for your patience. We're going through finalizing the sale of the house and getting ready for the 2020 race season. We can't wait to get back out there. So follow along, like and subscribe. It's about to be one hell of a season. Come off anyway, screw it. So guys, I'm working on taking off the old spring pads here, just so I could use this housing for mock-up. We're gonna have to shorten it up a little bit and be able to fit this car. We might even run this housing. The housing's not bent too bad. You can see it's it got caved in here and stuff, but I can just cut this up and fabricate that piece there. Put a new back brace on it, tubular back brace on it. The pinion's a little bit tight. I think the housing might be tweaked just slightly, but I think I'll weld new ends on it anyways. Worst comes to worst, we'll use it for mock-up. If nothing looks bad, we'll run it. Don't move them. Gotta keep your tip clean. They make a nice little spacer for these things, but I just don't have one on there right now, just because it makes it a little bit more difficult to get into some tight places and stuff like that. But hey, we're making it work. So guys, we got a pretty ugly area here that got damaged pretty heavily in the crash. So we're gonna come through. I'm gonna scrap all this out, then I'm gonna go through, cut this open, make a patch panel for it. I'm gonna fabricate a piece in here. Woo! And that's the section we'll cut out here. I have to trim that back a little bit, clean that up a little bit. I think it'll work. Well, we'll get the Sawzall and finish it off. So we're going to use the Sawzall just so we don't have the sharp edges. All the rest of it is nice and square. So I'm going to clean up this area here. I think I want to lift that up a little bit. We're going to have to pull out the center section here. Alright guys, we're going to work on stripping the rear end so we can hammer and dolly this thing. So we haven't had this center section out yet. That's why all these bolts are freaking loose, because they got hot and no nylocks left in them or nothing like that. So we're going to have to take the brakes off, take the calipers off, take all that crap off. Then we'll strip the axle out of it. Straighten out this the housing. It's all got to come off anyways. So guys, we're just stripping the rear end, getting ready to pull the axles out. This rear end needs to be about, we're not exactly sure what the backspace wheel it is, but it's going to have to be shortened probably about 2 inches or so. I'm pretty sure these axles are splined long enough that I won't have to send them out. I could just put new bearings on them myself and cut the axles down, and then just radius them in and clean up the ends with the file. Yeah, those guys are spline pretty long. We should be able to cut off a couple inches of those. I'll show you here. You could see they ran about that far. If we shorten it up 2 inches, you cut this, cut these down 2 inches. Plenty good. You just come through with a file and clean all that up. But there's a nice mark in there, so should be good. Now don't get me wrong, it ain't pretty, but I don't know, guys, I'm just pushing up here, just working this metal. Straighten it out.
I washed Rex while you were gone.
Yeah, he still stinks though.
Smells like he worked all day.
With the hose.
I washed them.
Did you?
Yeah.
What'd you put on it?
Dawn dish soap.
Hey, I keep Dawn in the shower too. I mean,
Good for getting the grease off.
good for everything. Dawn saves.
yeah.
Dawn saves the birds, all right?
Yeah.
Dawn saves the birds.
Should save me.
Are you a bird?
It'll save you too.
So guys, we gotta fix this dude. So the back brace right here, in the accident, it got destroyed, but the tubes aren't bent, so financially, we gotta reuse it. So I'm gonna weld up a new patch panel in here, light up a new back brace, whether it's a tubular back brace that I fabricate, or whether it's another squared up back brace that we can just order through Mosier or whatever. So we got ordered up some new ends from Tin Soldiers race cars. So I'm gonna have to knock this off. It looks like I'm gonna have to narrow this 2 inches, but for right now, we're gonna lop these off. Leave the ends off. We're gonna put our brackets on a 24-inch center. I wanted to do the car slightly differently, but just for the type of racing we're doing, whether it's the no prep stuff or the Mexico stuff, I want to have a little bit wider track width on the ladder bar setup. So I know some of you are probably thinking, why the hell is he putting 4-link brackets on a ladder bar car? I got some ideas. I think they'll work. So I'm gonna have to come up with a template here. This is 1/8 inch 125 well, so we'll weld this right around 100 to 115 amps, depending with the TIG welder. So it's used, the rule of thumb is about 1 amp per thousandths of an inch. 1/4 inch is 250 thou, 1/8 inch is 125, so on and so forth. So we're just gonna make this simple here. Just gonna square this up and square that up into the lines. You like my workbench? What the hell did I just do? What's up? Nothing. Just trying to get some work done.
Playing with today.
Getting the brackets done. Gonna fix this housing.
Oh, you're making a piece of that?
Yeah. Hopefully.
By yourself tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Rex go with her?
Nah, he's in the house.
Speed up pretty good, huh?
You know, like way too many hours into it, but hey, whatever. It's still cheaper than
buying a new one, right?
It's cheaper than buying a new one. That's pretty dang good. Now we're just gonna duct tape that in there. We're gonna be good to go. We might need to laminate it, right?
You might.
So the gear oil don't fly out. we're gonna start working on welding up these brackets that we got from Tin Soldiers race cars. It's a 4-link bracket. We're doing the light of our setup, but I'll explain that a little bit later. But these things right here, all these pieces, and then you get welded onto our brackets. These things are called doublers. They just add a lot of strength to the bracket themselves as far as the bolt trying to work in the hole. Now when you're doing this, you got to make sure you got a bolt with a long enough shank on it. If you have to use a couple spacers, you use a couple spacers. You definitely don't, this goes with, you know, everything, heim joints and everything. You definitely don't want any of the pushing or pulling going on the threads here. So if you're gonna run a piece in here, you got to make sure everything is on the shank. If you have a, you know, 1/8 inch or whatever, put a double washer on the backside. So when we're doing this, just make sure you get the washer on there, and make sure there's plenty of. You gotta make sure that, you know, of course, your bolt tightens up. So if you have to put a double washer on it, put a double washer on it. The problem is when you go on the threads, you start working at the threads, and the threads they'll peen over, and then now your heim joints or whatever you're pushing and pulling on with your bolt, it starts getting sloppy, and a lot of bad stuff starts to happen. So definitely gotta make sure you're right on the shank of the bolt. Well guys, I'm not the best welder, but they'll work. Not one weld broke on the 30, so hey, I'll consider that good enough. We're gonna flip it over and we'll do the other brackets on the other side. Oh guys, I need to sharpen up this tungsten real quick. Easiest way I found to do that, put it in the drill. Unless you're fancy and you have one of those tungsten grinders, those are pretty nice. I've used them a couple times, but hey, just about everyone has a electric drill laying around, so do-do. Now guys, ideally you want to have the striations, the sanding marks, in line with the tip. So you do want to do it more on an angle like this. Sometimes gives you a little better tip also. Rex, do we got some work to do? You comfy? Let's get to work. Alright guys, so we're gonna start working on the I think I'm gonna start working on putting up the brackets that we did up, and we gotta weld these, we gotta put these guys in. So I'm gonna lop off the old ends. We ordered up some new ends. We might even just clean these up and re-weld these, but for right now I think we're just gonna go in 1 inch. 1 inch from the housing here, just clean off the ends, and we're gonna put these brackets in. I think we're gonna do a 24-inch center on this car. I think we're gonna go 24 inches on this car, just give a little more stability on it. Just for the type of racing we're doing. If we were doing prep track stuff only, we could probably get away with 20 to 22 inches, but a little bit wider, I think it's just gonna help with a little bit of the stability on the car. So there'll be plenty of back bracing and everything on here, so that shouldn't be any issue. So guys, when you tighten up the clamps, they're automatically gonna center themselves. Put a little 5/16 bit on that. Double check it. You can just double check it in a couple areas. We're right at 1 inch there. We'll check here. We're right at 1 inch there. I'll just make a solid line. Some people might call it cheating. I call it thinking outside the box a little bit. You don't have to necessarily have all the best tools if you have a little bit of a brain. And don't get me wrong, I'm not the smartest one in the box, but hey. Sometimes all it takes is a little bit of ingenuity to make up for funds and lack of where you're lacking elsewhere, more or less. So let's double check this here. Well, guys, I say that right there, pretty freaking close. We want to, and I might just do it. I might chuck these guys up in the lathe, knock out this outer weld that I put on here, and save the ends. I don't know. I might. I went into my drawer and pulled out some Heims. Now these aren't the Heims we're going to be using. That's for damn sure. These are some. I think these are 3/4 inch Heims, but I believe they're 750 wide. Let's just double check on that. 3750? Nope. No good. 875. Scrap that idea. But that ain't gonna work. So guys, I'm just working on jigging this all up. It's not the fanciest setup, that's for damn sure, but it's gonna work out all right. We're working on indexing the brackets, setting everything up so the brackets are square. Just like that, folks. Sometimes you just gotta be lucky. Alright. Now, get back to this mess. So this is gonna slide in here. Boom. Just like that, and we'll have a back brace up here and supports and blah 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 blah, so on and so forth. Super strong. Super strong. We're doing this on a 24-inch center. So we're just gonna verify everything here. So I got everything pretty much indexed up. Everything's snowed up. We got Heim joints with 3/4 inch spacing up here, so we know all of our brackets have 3/4 inches of a gap in here for the Heim joints that we are using. We go outside to outside is 24. What we're doing here, just make sure this is square. You see we're off just a hair there, so I know this is all square and everything like that. So I think I'm gonna tack the inside here on both sides and tack the outside. So guys, it took a little while to get this indexed. I won't lie, it a little bit of a pain. So guys, here we are. 4.9. So we'll check this. Close enough. Alright, so guys. So now, basically, that is showing that when the brackets are in there vertical, like how we want them, we'll have a 5-degree negative pinion angle. So the faceplate and the brackets are offset 5 degrees. It's basically how we set this up. Whether we run, 3 degrees, 5 degrees, pinion angle, whatever. But we could have probably went 2 degrees or 3 degrees, but that's okay. I'm building the 4-link brackets anyway, so if I want to change that down the road, if I want to adjust it slightly, that I make the pinion angle, I make the upper bar slightly longer or something like that. I could do that just to negate the built-in pinion angle in the housing here, but I think it'll be just fine. Well, guys, I'd probably get kicked out of Marty Marilet's shop on day one, but hey. Good enough for this old jalopy. We're gonna work on the other one, make sure that's all square, and weld her up. Thank you all for following along and watching the build series. We sure aren't a production company, so if you have any tips or advice on the things you want to see or things you want to learn, let me know and we'll get after it. Brandon from Revliment has came on board to do the video editing, and that's been a huge help. So, frees up a little bit of time to finish off this car and get back to the racetrack. Guys, we thank you all for the t-shirt sales and reaching out to us for our dealer products. It's been a huge help trying to get this car back together, getting back out there. So guys, before too long, you'll see us at the track. I appreciate it. Thank you.